Well, hello everyone. This is the first lesson in our geometry unit. Okay, before we get started, I'd like to give you a list of the things that you're going to need for today's lesson. So I'm going to turn your attention over to my board over here and zoom in a little bit. And you can pause on this screen for a moment and collect these things before we get started. You need a pencil, you need some paper for notes, you need some scissors, and you need something to be able to draw a straight line, like a ruler or a straight edge of some sort. Okay? Okay. So, in order to be doing our unit, there we are. You have been given a couple of things in your package. Okay? So, the first thing you'll need is the first booklet in your package looks like this. Okay? Inside this package are actually they're classroom posters, is what they are. Now, there are posters, and you can use some of these. Well, we're going to use all of these, but this would be a place where you don't have to necessarily write notes on all of these topics because you have a definition of what they are. And if this was a classroom, you would put them up in your classroom around, like on a board or something. So these are the terms we're working with. If you have a place to put up some of these things, that'd be great. Some of the ones we're going to use today, I have them pulled out, and I'll show you as we go. So this is your terms, your posters, your vocabulary. Okay. Sometimes I'll say, hey, you don't have to copy this down. This is in your poster package. Okay. The next thing you need is the second half of this booklet, which is actually the lesson. Now, if you were not watching these videos, you would have to read these. I'm going to go through them with you. So this is like reading through and doing the lesson in here. You will need some stuff out of here. Okay. Okay. So our unit is going to be on geometry. We're going to be looking at shapes. We're going to be looking at angles, side lengths of different shapes. We're going to talk about properties of shapes, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay. So the first thing that I wanted you to kind of have start off by having a look at is we're going to discuss properties of two-dimensional shapes. Now you might remember when we were doing our unit on area, volume, perimeter, right? I talked about perimeter being one dimension, area being two dimensions, and volume being three. Well, this is another example where we're going to talk about that. So this is a page out of your book. Two-dimensional shapes are flat. Think of them as like paper thin, lying flat on the ground. Two-dimensional shapes have like a length and a width or a base and a height, but they do not have any sort of depth. Okay. A three-dimensional shape would look like this. Okay, it has that one extra dimension. I would say those are three-dimensional shapes. So that's the first thing. You might want to put those posters up. I know they're double-sided. You have another copy further on you can take from that. Okay. Okay, so we're going to be looking at properties of two-dimensional shapes today. Okay, and one thing I want to say is in order to make this videos upload, I think I'm going to break them into smaller videos, about 5, 6, 7 minute chunks. I think. Okay. Okay. So one of the things we're going to be talking about today are polygons. Now, polygons are really just shapes, and we're going to look at the properties of polygons in our lesson number 2. Two things about polygons is they should be a closed shape, meaning they should be closed. You shouldn't have an opening in that shape. It should be closed, no gaps. Okay, and all the lines in a polygon should be straight lines. Okay, that's all we need to know now. Everything I'm going to show you today is a polygon. Okay, one thing that I wanted to talk to you about would be two different types of polygons, and they are regular polygons, is when all sides are the same. Okay, that's a regular polygon. And an irregular polygon are polygons that do not have all the sides the same. I will be referring to this again shortly. Regular, all sides the same. Irregular, not all sides the same as we go. Okay, now one thing I'm going to ask you to do is to take out your lesson activities booklet, okay? And you need to know that I'm really just doing lesson 1 activity right here. This is the lesson I'm doing, okay? But I would like you to find this page for me. Okay, this is the shapes page. And I'm going to ask you to cut these shapes out. Okay, it's going to take a bit of time, but that's okay. Hey, that's something you can do while you're watching TV here. taking a break. Okay, so cut those shapes up. But here's the problem. In my wisdom, when I was trying to make these packages, I thought I would save some paper, and I printed them double-sided. So technically, lesson 2 is on the back side of the shape page. Okay, so here's what I think you should do. Take a picture of this page. Okay, because you know what? I'm going to teach you this lesson anyway. If you're watching these videos, I'm going to teach you this lesson anyway. But take a picture of it just in case before you start cutting it up. Take a picture so you have it on your phone or something. That way you can refer to it. But I'm going to do this lesson. I just told you the 2 big things from this lesson anyway. Okay? So, cut out these shapes for me. And I'm going to stop the video and I'll start recording another video and we'll talk about it. Okay?